Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jacob, moderator for this conference. Welcome to the Q4 FY22 earnings conference call of Meghmani Organics Limited, organized by Dickinson World. At this moment, all participants are in listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question and answer session. At that time, if you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I would now like to hand the floor over to Ms. Sonam Raghuvanshi. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the earnings call of Meghmani Organics Limited for Q4 financial year 2022. Today we have with us the management represented by Mr. Ankit Patel, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Gujran Singh Chahal, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Bharat Modi, Advisor IR Strategies. Before we get started, I would like to remind you that the remarks today might include forward-looking statements, and actual results may differ materially from those contemplated by the forward-looking statements. Any statement we make on the call today is based on our assumption as on date, and we have no obligation to update these statements as a result of new information or future events. I would now like to invite Mr. Ankit Patel, Chief Executive Officer, to make his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonam. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Q4 and FY22 earnings call of Meghmani Organics Limited. Before highlighting the performance of the period, I hope that you and your family members are all keeping healthy, safe, and sound. I am pleased to inform you that for Q4 and the full financial year 2022, the company has delivered outstanding numbers. Our top line revenue has surged by 53% YOY to nearly 2,500 crore. This was helped by higher capacity utilization along with an improvement in volumes and realization from the pigment and agrochemicals business. The solid performance was a major achievement given that the year was riddled with a challenging business environment impacted by uncertainties caused by global commodity inflation, raw material price fluctuations, and supply chain disruptions. Our gross profit registered a sharp improvement of 43.3% year-on-year to reach rupees 1,040 crore, while our EBITDA margin improved by 35.5% to contribute nearly 380 crore. Our PAT grew solidly by 66%, and it has reached 308 crore. The rise in other income and decline in finance costs also contributed to further improving the company's results. On the balance sheet front, company's debt to equity ratio stood at 0.34 as on 31st March 2022. The company's annualized ROCE and ROE return ratios came in strongly at 19% and 23.6% respectively. Our working capital cycle has also improved significantly from 113 days in last financial year to 76 days in 2022. On our various capex front, I am pleased to inform you that the on-ground execution work is on track as per plans. We expect commercial production to come on stream by Q2 FY23 for our agrochemical division expansion plan project. This will additionally contribute significantly to the top line of our company going forward. During Q3 FY22, Meghmani Organics fast-tracked its foray into the new product category of titanium dioxide by acquiring Kilburn Chemicals Limited. This acquisition was funded through company's internal accrual, deploying 132 crore. We are doing capex of 275 crore for commercializing the capacity in the first phase, this includes the acquisition cost of 132 crore. There will be 325 crore capex for a further capacity expansion in phase 2. The phase 1 capacity is expected to be commercialized in the Q3 of FY23, while the phase 2 is expected to be commissioned by Q3 FY24. This plant is expected to contribute around 700 to 750 crore to the Meghmani Organics top line on a full financial year basis. The addition of the company's titanium dioxide project represents an important diversification from our existing phthalocyanine-based pigments. In the coming years, this capacity addition will further strengthen Meghmani Organics' overall margin profile and return ratios. In summary, I am pleased to inform you that the company is performing well and is consistently producing strong numbers each year. We are confident to sustain this level of performance in the medium terms too. In fact, given our various capex plan, our company should be able to double its revenue by FY24. In the meantime, FY25, sorry. In the meantime, we are continuing to the recommended sound and sustainable dividend despite the considerable capex spent by the company in FY22. Our corporate governance continues to be the steadfast, and efforts in protecting the environment and contributing to the society continues unabated. Going forward, we are squarely focused on sustaining our contribution to shareholders' wealth in the coming years. With this, we would be happy to take any question you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Aman Vij from Astute Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, good afternoon, Aman Bhai.
Yeah. So my first question is on this guidance itself. So you are saying from what 2,500 crore sales in FY22, we are now targeting say 5,000 crore sales in FY20.
No, I think that was a misunderstanding. Let me correct it. So in the year of 2021, we were at about 1,500 crore. At that time, we made an announcement that we'll be doubling the revenue by FY24 to 3,000 crore, which will be 2,000 crore agrochemical and 1,000 crore pigment. So we will try to achieve it maybe more in advance, but our target remains that we should be able to achieve our target well within the time limit.
But sir, given
so that is 3,000 crore.
Sure, sir. But given FY22 performance, shouldn't we be revising our estimates of?
So that's what I said, Aman Bhai, that we should be able to achieve it well before the time limit. This year has been very volatile in terms of the commodity prices as well as the other prices have gone up. So there has been support from the pricing point of view as well. But on a long-term basis, if this remains constant, then yes, we should be able to achieve it very well in advance.
Sure, sir. My question is on business side. So if you look at our agrochemical side first, so if you can broadly talk about what is the segmentation of the 3 main insecticide categories to our revenue, like you had explained in, I think, last calls, organophosphate insecticide, neonicotinoid insecticide, and pyrethroid insecticide. So what is the contribution of these 3 to our agrochemical sales, if you can talk about for FY22, and what kind of growth are we expecting in these 3 segments for us as a company?
Sure. So as a Meghmani, we have always been a pyrethroid-based company, and so pyrethroid product portfolio is always a strong product portfolio. Almost 2/3 of our revenue comes from that segment.
Sure, sir.
And that will remain more or less in the same range. I would say we are also adding some other products into the same basket, so the that can be increased in that product. It is relatively safe insecticides compared to neonicotinoids and organophosphate insecticides. We have some amount of organophosphate revenue as well in our basket, as well as we have one herbicide, which is a 2,4-D, which is a phenoxy herbicide. So that is also contributing relatively good amount of revenue in our top line.
So, sir, organophosphate will be like what, 10-20%?
I would say approximately 10%.
Okay. And neonicotinoid is
neonicotinoid is less, but 2,4-D, which is a phenoxy herbicide, would be about 20%.
Sir, on this 2,4-D side, so what was our utilization levels for the full year, as well as what is our capacity now? Is it, if you can explain it?
Sure. So our capacity is 22,000 tons. If you remember, we commissioned our plant in the last financial year. And we were expecting that after a capacity expansion, we thought that for the first year we should be able to utilize the newer capacity by 50-55%, followed by the third year we should be able to reach at about 80% plus. But I'm happy to say that in the first year itself, we have been able to utilize the plant by more than 75% capacity.
Sure, sir. And if you can talk about the current pricing, what we have heard are some Chinese players have come back, so the pricing have come down. If you can talk about the same.
See, Chinese companies were already there in the market, 2,4-D. It was not like that they have come back. But depending on the demand as well as the market conditions point of view, price keeps on varying. It went at very high level, which I think in the history nobody has seen that kind of price in the last financial year. But yes, it has come to the reasonable level. It has come down.
So it's around $3.5-$4 now?
You can say that, about $3.5.
Sure, sir. And on the MPP side, if you can talk little bit, will we be introducing mostly insecticides and these pyrethroid insecticides only, or are we focusing on some other products or like herbicides and all those things also?
Somanbhai, a lot of people ask us this question, but we would like to keep it confidential for the time being, because we are coming with some new generation products which are going to be either manufactured by being manufactured by a multinational company in India or not being manufactured. So we'll be typically the second runner after them. So relatively new products, better chemistry. So from the business perspective, we are keeping it low profile. So once the plant is commissioned, we'll be announcing the kind of the projects we are coming up with. But for the timing, I can say it is all insecticide.
Sure, sir. Final question on agrochem side, and then one question on the pigment side. Sir, what do you expect the base business to grow without the new products? So we have a base of say 1,700 crore now. What should be the growth in this space?
Amanbhai, the thing is, the growth will come definitely. We are expecting very high amount of growth in coming years. So if we don't add the new products, then the growth remains little low. So definitely in the existing product there will be some amount of growth, but the major growth will be coming from the new products.
So base business, is it correct to assume like 5-6% kind of growth or even lower?
No, 5-6 is too low. We expect little more than that, at least 10% plus. But just a minute. So 5-6% would be too low. Definitely we'll have more growth in the existing product, but the major growth will come from the new product segment.
Sure, sir. Final question on the pigment side. So on titanium dioxide, there are number of global players who have like 5 lakh tons to 10 lakh tons kind of big capacities, 4-5 players each. So how will we compete with them? What is their import landed price? Are we thinking of getting some anti-dumping duty? So what are your thought process on the same?
As far as the titanium dioxide is concerned, the market is huge and it is keep on expanding, mainly because of the expansion in the paint segment. And India imports more than 200,000 tons of titanium dioxide approximately. So the demand is already there. The global players which are there in Europe, US, in other markets, now in current time when the situation in terms of the logistic cost is very high, the utility cost is very high. So we are going to cater firstly to the Indian market. So we'll have that first advantage. Second thing, definitely there is a duty on titanium dioxide depending approximately 7.5%. So that is not an issue. And we have done the calculation even on without duty basis, and our calculation says that we should be able to compete with the global players. There should not be much problem.
Even if our capacity will be much smaller than the big giants, you think we
Yes.
can compete and win market share?
Correct. Yes.
You have already spoken to customers, and we have some kind of order book of this product since it will
For
be coming
titanium
online.
dioxide? No. Yes, our customer knows that we are coming in titanium dioxide. We have acquired the company. They know very well. They are very happy with that, and they are going to add us as a one more product basket point of view. And so it's going to help us definitely. And as of now, because the plant has not started, so we don't have any order book. Once we'll be commercializing the production, we'll have a stable production. At that time, we'll go aggressively on the marketing. But as of now, we have started discussion with the various customers.
On the inventory side, if you can talk about inventory and receivables have gone up a lot this year. What is the mix of inventories, finished goods versus, say, raw material? And what are the thought process of, say, reducing it?
In current time, when the prices, all the raw material prices are up, at the same time the logistic time cycle has increased. Every company's, I would say, inventory has gone up, be it at the raw material level, at WIP level, at the same time finished goods level. So we are also in the same segment where we have expanded the capacity, so our requirement for the raw material has gone up. The WIP portion has also increased because of the capacity. At the same time, our turnover, our top line has also increased. So because of all these factors, there has been significant increase in the working capital and mainly at the inventory level. And going forward, I think with this, now the base has already been made. So it will improve in coming days' time. It will not going to increase further. That is what we feel.
On receivable, sir?
Yeah, the same way, because the moment sales goes up, the receivable also goes up. And typically in the agrochemical market, there is a credit policy. So yes, the receivable cycle has also gone up.
Okay, thank you for answering all this.
Just to add what Ankit said, because due to global supply chain disruption, so there is an increase in cycle time on the both ends, on the raw material side also and finished goods also. So in our sale where the CIF sale is there, so stock in transit inventory also goes up. So that is also one factor which has increased the inventory.
Sure, sir. Thank you for answering all the questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Veera from Abacus. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir.
Yes, Rahul bhai. Good afternoon.
Congratulations for the good set of results.
Thank you.
Just wanted to understand, you made a comment that there was some kind of a price increase which has helped in creating that delta, So what if the price normalizes? Will we continue with the 800 crores of net, or it will sharply come off? Again, it will be back to 700, 750 crores of top line quarterly.
Rahul bhai, definitely the global situation, if we see that every company for every raw material, we are seeing the new level currently. It has gone up drastically in basic chemicals, be it every other commodities. And if at all it will come down, then it will not go to the original level. Everything will have a new base now. Be it a logistic cost, be it a utility cost, be it a raw material. So we don't see that drastically it should go down. At the same time, in the near future, we don't see the things going back to the normal very soon. So it will be there for quite some time. At the same time, our own growth into the new products, new projects will also drive the good amount of growth. So we don't see the things going down.
Right. So this new MPP plant that we are talking about, it's coming in June, is it? Is it correct, or is there some delay there?
We hope to commission the plant by end of Q2 of FY23. So we hope that by September we should be able to commercialize.
Okay. So H2 FY23, the titanium dioxide capacity plus the MPP plant should drive growth. Is that correct?
Yeah. So titanium dioxide Kilburn plant, we hope to commission first phase by December. So we'll have probably Q4 for the Kilburn chemicals, that is titanium dioxide. And for the agrochemicals, I think we should have nearly 4 to 5 months time.
Fair point, sir. So congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hemant Gupta with Navvij Data Analytics. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, Hemant bhai.
So first of all, congratulations for excellent results. And my questions are regarding backward integration. In last Concall, Ankit ji, you mentioned that we are trying to get backward integrated in most of the key products which we have. I think you mentioned probably apart from 1 or 2, we are backward integrated. So just want to understand where we stand on that front. And in a similar question, like the new product which we are coming up in agrochemical, would we be backward integrated in that?
Sure. So Hemant bhai, yes, for the majority of our current products, we are already backward integrated. And yes, the moment I mentioned in my last con call that we will be further backward integrated, that is the purpose that in the new project which we are doing about 300 crore plus capex for in the agrochemical division, the product which we are bringing, I would say majority of the products, we are coming with about 5 products. Out of 5 products, 4 products we are going to be backward integrated.
That's excellent, sir. Thank you very much. And another question is just to understand, sir, like once we say that we are backward integrated, would that sort of bring benefits in terms of supply shocks and all, or is it like when some cost benefit also gets accrued to us?
To some definitely the cost point of view, it should help. But apart from the cost, we look at it from the sustainable business growth point of view. Because we are more into exports business, our customer always look Meghmani as how sustainable we are. Because if we are dependent on somebody else or let's say China, then my customers in the overseas market, they will not like it. So to have a strong fundamental growth and base, we have to be backward integrated. That helps in the future growth plan. And definitely to some extent, it definitely helps in the costing also.
Thank you, Ankit. This is my last question to you. Like in terms of which specific product, in case you can tell, like which is still not backward integrated from pesticides perspective?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
What specific pesticide product in which we still are not backward integrated? Is it like from the top 4 or 5 which you just mentioned that which sells very well?
I would say, the products where we don't have a significant volume, or if we are targeting from the Indian market perspective, then there are chances if we don't have a bigger volume, we don't go for the backward integration. But for the products where we have a big volume and long-term planning, we always go for the backward integration. So I would say today, more than 85% of our agrochemical revenue is a backward integrated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for answering all the questions. Best wishes from us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dr. Amit Vora from the Homeopathic Clinic. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, Amit bhai.
Yeah. Ankit bhai, congratulations, Shal bhai. And my question is that on the pigment side, the margins of FY21 was 18.1% and FY22 is 9.3%. So do you see margins improving on the pigment side further? So still 9.3% is almost 50% less than 18.1% of FY21.
Sure.
Pigment side.
Yeah, thank you, Amit bhai, for your question. The thing is, the pigment, typically in the phthalocyanine-based pigment where we are present, typically the margin varies in the range of about 12 to 14%. Last year was one of its kind where the market conditions were very favorable, raw material prices were very low, so the margin improved from in the range of about 12-13%, it went up to 18%. So at that time also we mentioned that this 18% is never sustainable. We are getting the market benefit in the situation. This year, yes, it has come down drastically because of heavy pressure in two areas, in raw material as well as in the logistic cost. That is major problem. But even in current situation, there is some pressure because of the heavy raw material price increase. We have been trying to pass it on to the customer, and we are very confident that in the coming quarters it should improve.
Okay. Any idea to around what level it can come to 12-13%?
In the current situation is even volatile than the last year, so it is difficult to predict. But we have been very vigilant and continuously discussing with our customers and about the cost increase, about the raw material price increase, and we have been doing that quarter on quarter. So it may take 1 or 2 quarters more, but in the long run it will come back to the normal level.
Okay. And one more question, sir. You have said that our revenue might double by 2025. So from 2,500 odd crores in current year to around 5,000 crores in 2025. So just a roadmap of what products, how much from pigment division, how much from agrochemical division do you see in 2025?
Amit bhai, I'm sorry, I clarified in the first question also, I'm clarifying again that, in the FY2021, we were at about 1,500 crore. At that time, we come up with a 3 years vision that in the 3 years we'll be doubling the top line from 1,500 crore to 3,000 crore. And we started doing various projects in that line. And we are also very much committed to achieve the 3,000 crore top line before FY24. Looking at this year's number, it looks that we should be able to achieve it much more in advance, and that would be our target. So once we achieve the 3,000 crore plus top line, after that we'll be again announcing our 3 more years vision where we'll be reaching, both in agrochemicals as well as in pigment.
Okay. So did I miss here that the revenue will double by 2025?
No, that was miscommunicated by me, so I am correcting.
Okay. And any risk and any foreseeable risk in both the agrochemical and pigment section, do you see?
There has been some pressure in terms of raw material price increase, volatility because of the global situation, and it has been very challenging coming days. The current times are very challenging, but we like it, and it gives us the challenging time helps to improve your performance. So we keep on working on that and improvise our performance. So let's see how we go further.
Thank you so much, sir. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Yogansh Jeswani from Mittal Analytics. Please go ahead, sir.
Thanks for the opportunity and congratulations on a great set of numbers, sir. So
two questions on the titanium dioxide segment business that we are proposing to start. So I think the Kilburn capacity, since it has been shut for a very long time, are we facing any issues in streamlining the production, or what is the kind of response that you are getting in setting up this plant? Any progress that you could share?
Yeah, so definitely we acquired this asset, Kilburn Chemical. It was not running. So once the chemical plant is not under operation, if you want to restart, there are some challenges. At the same time, we need to take all the government approvals again because we acquired it from the NCLT. So we are taking all the approvals again. Certain approvals were already available, but we are already doing, along with the first phase, we are doing capex for the second phase also. So whatever remaining approvals are also there, we are taking all those approvals. And as per, we want to have the plant as per the Meghmani standards. The current plant was not as per our standards, so it will take some time to upgrade it and bring it to the operation.
Okay. So sir, once you start the production from there, what is the kind of utilization that you are expecting post commercialization?
There is some disturbance. Can you repeat your question?
I think the time of starting the commercial production, what is the kind of utilization you are expecting in the Q3 or Q4 when we start?
Yeah, so when we start in the Q3 we plan to commission the plant. So initially the utilization is going to be challenging, but for the first year we expect that we should be able to utilize between 55 to 60%, and later on we have a target to go above 80%.
Okay, understood. And sir, after it, there was also an announcement by Adani Group trying to set up another titanium dioxide plant. So any thought process from you, how you look at this competition? Do you see there's enough space in the Indian market for another player to come in, especially when we are doubling our capacity, and there's enough capacity globally which is also taken to the Indian market? So how do you look at this new competition that's coming, and given the fact that Adani is very, very aggressive whenever they enter or any business?
Yes, we also got this news that Adani is planning to enter into titanium dioxide, and definitely we are nowhere near to Adani. They are very large conglomerate, and the kind of the capex and the project they will be coming up with, we don't know as of now. But what the information what we have currently, that they are coming with a petrochemical complex where they will be putting up a PVC, caustic chlorine, everything in Mundra. And sometimes what happens they want to have an integrated campus. So to utilize the chlorine or some other commodity, they might be putting up a titanium dioxide plant. But when they are planning to put up a plant from the zero level, so I think it will take at least 3 to 4 years time for them to enter.
Okay, that's really helpful. So, and there is no other asset like Kilburn available in the market, or is there still any other asset titanium dioxide?
See, though there are 2-3 other plants which are in south of India, Kerala Minerals and Tuticorin.
No, but those are the operational ones, right? I meant the way Kilburn was on the block.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
I think the 2 plants that you mentioned are fairly operational, right? I meant something like Kilburn where...
Operational.
Yeah. I think something like Kilburn which is available as on the block for sale. Is there any other asset also in India now?
Titanium dioxide, you mean to say?
Yes.
No. As of now, apart from this, there is no other asset available for titanium dioxide.
Okay. So just the 2 other companies which you mentioned, right?
Yeah. At the same time, the Adani which you were mentioning, they are coming into not exactly titanium dioxide, but they are coming into titanium slag. So my assumption is they may go for a titanium metal in the long term from titanium slag.
Okay. But then again, that is 3-4 years down the line, so we still have time to figure out our.
Definitely.
And so overall, you did mention about the pigment business facing some challenges. So going forward, how do you look at the industry planning, or do you still see this pressure and pain to continue for, say, next year or so, or do you see demand coming back? And where exactly are you seeing this pressure coming from? Is it lack of demand, or is it there that some new capacities are coming which are pushing in the margins?
The major pressure is because of the input cost, which is the raw material like urea, phthalic anhydride, copper sulfate and everything. And this commodity, prices of this raw material have increased drastically, and it is not coming down in the near term. So that is one of the major factors. At the same time, when we try to increase the price of the pigment beyond certain limit very significantly, then the demand gets impacted because the customer cannot absorb that kind of price increase. So this is the transition phase. Slowly, gradually, the industry is trying to pass on the price increase to the customer, and so it will take some time, maybe 1 or 2 quarters, but in the long run, we are very confident that it will go back to the normal margin like earlier days.
Right, sir. That's really helpful, sir. I'll get back in this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manan Shah from Moneybee Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Congratulations on good set of numbers. Most of my questions have been answered. I just had one question. There was news in some Gujarati newspaper regarding some penalty on our company for disposal of toxic waste or something. If you can, this was somewhere in February, I believe, if I can recollect. So, can you recollect? Can you update us what was this regarding, and have we provided for this penalty, and any further action that has been taken against our company?
Yeah, sure, Manan bhai. It was not just against one company, it was for the whole industrial area for various companies, and
right.
The industry all put together as an association. They have gone to the ministry as well as to the pollution control board. This was regarding, what happens typically, if I give you a little bit more in detail idea. During the monsoon time, industries are not allowed to dispose of the solid waste because of the monsoon. The solid waste disposal site remains closed for 4 months. So nobody is allowed to dispose it off. So you have to store it in your factory properly.
Okay.
Last year what happened, the rain got elongated little bit during the end season. So the solid waste site remained closed for, instead of 4 months, they were closed for almost 6 months. So the accumulation at all the factories, even apart from Meghmani also, the accumulation took place in every company's plant. And everyone was talking that please restart this site so that we can dispose it off properly. And during the same time they visited and they saw that there is a lot of solid waste accumulation, and without any reasoning they just started penalizing everyone. And there has been strong representation made by the industry to the ministry as well as to the government department, and they have considered it. So far nobody has paid even a single rupee, and it is not going to happen in near future. If at all we need to fight in the court, then we'll fight. But as a legal point of view, every company is in the safe mode. Nothing to worry.
Okay, got it. Thanks for that clarification. And secondly, on the titanium dioxide, we were earlier planning to commission this plant by end of Q2. Now it seems there's a delay of another 3 months. So any specific reason for this?
No, we announced Q3 only. From the first phase only, we said that we'll be commercializing the plant in the Q3 of FY23.
Okay. Thank you. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amar More from Alpha Equity Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Ankit bhai, Congratulations for a very good set of numbers.
Thank you.
Couple of questions. Number one is it like in the whole year as a whole, you would be having like 50% kind of volume growth in the agrochemical and around about 20% kind of volume growth in the pigment business? Is this a right number?
Yeah, that's correct. It is the right number.
Okay.
So when we compare it with the previous year, there are two factors. What has happened in the previous year, because of the COVID beginning, it was a proper COVID year. At that time, the plant utilization was less, which has gone back to the earlier level. At the same time, we also expanded the capacities.
Correct.
So that also helped in the volume growth.
Correct. Second thing is like, then I believe in the agrochemical, like the 50% volume growth, bulk of the volume growth would also come from your new 2,4-D expansion, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, as you indicated that, 2,4-D expansion and utilization was basically very fast than your expected timeline. Now, the next capex which you are talking about into the MPP, this would be something around 1,600 to 1,700 metric ton kind of a capacity again?
I'm sorry, the capacity for the new plant you are talking about?
Yeah, MPP plant.
The MPP plant capacity so far we have not announced in the market, so we would like to announce it when we are commercializing the plant, along with the product names.
Okay. So what I was trying to understand, like 2,4-D, despite being a Me Too product, you had been able to utilize the plant at a very early, timeline. Secondly, now the new capex which you are doing is more of a unique kind of a capex. So should we expect that by 24 you should be able to utilize like 70 to 75% of your plant?
I'll differ over here because 2,4-D we were there in the market since last 10 years. We already had some capacity. We had agrochemical is a registration oriented business, so you need to have a registration of the product in various markets. More the registration, more the customer base, more the product you can sell. So because of our 10 years of experience of 2,4-D, we were having a reasonable amount of the registration in various markets. So the moment we expanded the capacity, we were sure that we should be able to cater to all our customers with the new registration base. And that is what has happened in the case of 2,4-D. Now with the new product line which we are coming up in the multi-purpose plant, over there these products are completely new for us, as well as these are relatively high value products. So normally what happens, this company, other companies, what they do once they put up the plant, then they generate the data, then they do the registration. So even after putting up the plant, utilization doesn't happen at very fast level.
Okay.
In the case of Meghmani, we started doing it parallelly. While putting up the plant, we parallelly generated the data. We already submitted in various markets to obtain the registration, and we are confident that we should be able to utilize the plant at the fair capacity in the coming days' time. But it will not ramp up as fast as 2,4-D capacity. It will take some time for sure.
Okay.
Because these are new products.
Okay. So normal tenure you are saying is 3 years, right?
Correct.
Okay. So first year, as you said, that 50-55%. Second year would be around 65 to 70%, and then reaching to the 80-85% capacity.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. And sir, secondly, like in terms of your margin, I believe in this quarter you had also seen a good amount of price increase both in your agro and pigment business on a year-over-year basis. So this kind of margin is now likely to sustain going forward? I'm saying exit margin, Q4 exit margin of agrochemical, at least agrochemical, and obviously you will see some improvement in the pigment business again. So this kind of margin at 18% kind of a level at a consolidated number is sustainable now?
So, if we just go by quarter to quarter, then it would be difficult, because what has happened that the Russia-Ukraine situation at the same time the China, again, COVID wave situation, all this came in the end of the Q4 quarter. I would say March was the peak for the war kind of situation where the commodity prices have started going up, be it crude, coal, natural gas, everything. So the impact of this, all the raw material and everything has started coming up in the Q1.
Okay.
So it is going to be difficult to have or to maintain that kind of margin in the Q1. But yes, as a year as a whole, we will try to regain because we are very hopeful that this kind of situation may not last long. So on an average, it should be better. But if you look at definitely immediately Q1, why it should be the same, then there may be difficult for the Q1.
Okay, perfect. And lastly, sir, in terms of other income, I believe your other income in this whole year had come up, at around a very kind of 96, 97 crore. Out of that, what kind of the normal run rate we should assume for 23?
Out of this 96 crore, there were some one-time entries were there. I would say about 25 to 26 crore where the one-time entries were there. Okay. Apart from that, there was a big gain because of the forex gain, because of our export exposure. And our export is always going to be there. If dollar keeps on appreciating, then there will be margins and there will be other income for sure because of that. So you can consider out of 96 crore, at least 26 crore were one of its kind situation, which is not permanent. Otherwise, 70 crore was more or less mainly because of the export and other factors.
Okay. And out of that, like you said, 26 crore is one-off, and out of that remaining, how much would be the forex gain?
45 crore was the forex gain.
Okay, 45 crore was the forex gain. That you are saying if the dollar
is dividend actually, this is all RPS.
Okay, that you are saying if the dollar appreciate, that will come. I mean, this is a rupee dollar gain, right?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. I have few more, but I'll come back in queue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Alisha from Envision Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening, and thank you for taking my question. So, firstly, just wanted to understand in the pigment space, in the pigment segment, we're at about 90% capacity utilization. Is this the peak, or is there scope for us to grow in 23 also for volume growth?
For the pigment green and pigment blue, we are already at good capacity utilization, so there is not much scope. So that is why for the pigment division growth point of view, the major growth will come from the titanium dioxide segment.
Which will come on stream from H2 of 23.
Correct.
Sure. And in the agrochemicals business, at 80%, that is obviously scope for us to continue volume growth till the MPP plant comes.
Yeah, definitely. And at the same time, we also keep on doing small debottleneck changes in the agrochemical plant. So that helps in the increase in the production. At the same time, the major growth will come from the new plant, for sure.
Sure. What is the capex we're doing for the MPP plant?
Approximately 310 crore.
Which will also come towards the end of this year. And what is the kind of asset turn we're expecting on this plant?
On the full year of operation basis, we should be able to generate revenue of close to 600 crore plus. Asset turnover will be 2.
Understood. Sure. And just a clarification, the volume growth in the agrochemical segment was mentioned as 30% or 50%?
It was 50%.
50%. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hemant Gupta from Norwich Data Analytics. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me another opportunity. So I just want to understand a little bit around biopesticides. I mean, the countries in which we export, do you see biopesticides as a sort of a challenge to us from the industry perspective? Or do we see ourselves going into that direction anytime soon?
Hemant bhai, biopesticide, I would say the market compared to the conventional pesticide, synthetic pesticide, is a very small. It is a good thing, like, if we compare in pharma, like what we have it, homeopathy versus what we call allopathy. So similarly, the market will always remain big for this segment, our side of the product. But yes, the biopesticide market will also grow. As of now, currently, I would say there are many players in the market, but not all of them are regulated player. There are a lot of irregularities into biopesticide. By adding conventional product, they sell as in the name of biopesticide. So it unnecessarily spoils the name of the agrochemical industry. So the moment the government makes it regularized, at that time it will be more better, and that is what government is working on. As of now, we are not thinking in a big way into biopesticide. We are not at all there. But maybe in future, if the things are good, we can think of entering into it. But as of now, no.
Thank you, Ankit. Just one more small question. In terms of, there's a lot of talk about some pesticide ban, etc., across the world. Do you see us getting affected in near future, in 1 or 2 years timeline, by any of the sort of proposed bans around pesticides?
Yeah. So definitely, a lot of products are getting banned globally in different markets, probably in India also. As a Meghmani, these products are getting banned based on the toxicity. So there are toxicity triangles. So the red triangle products are the most toxic product. As a Meghmani, we are not manufacturing a single red triangle product. We don't sell a single kg of red triangle product in our basket. So we were having few products, but in the year of 2018-19, we discontinued all of them. So as of now, we don't have any revenue coming from the red triangle product. So that is the biggest advantage. Second thing, the pyrethroid range of product what we are manufacturing are relatively safe insecticides, where we have a sizable business, and we don't see any problem coming in our current product basket. So there is not any issue.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for answering.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hemant from Rajeshwar Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Ankit, in the last conference call, you had mentioned that you are looking forward to announce one more round of capex for your agrochem division. So, any update on that, sir?
Definitely, Hemanji, we are already working on it. The detailing is going on. So our plan is, the moment we commercialize the first phase of multipurpose plant, at the same time we would like to start with the second phase of expansion. So the detailing is going on. We hope to have the board approval in the coming days' time. So I hope that probably in the first quarter Concall, or maybe after that, we should be able to announce that.
Okay, sir. And sir, this 16 crore dividend which was about to be received from Meghmani Fine Chem, so is it accounted in the other income this quarter, or is it yet to be received or accounted for the next quarter?
See, we have done the provision, so it is as a part of other income, so we are yet to receive it.
Okay, got it, sir. Thanks for that's it for me.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Navneet Bhaiya, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Sir, you've added about 350 crores of gross block in FY22. I believe of that 130 odd crores is for the Kilburn chemicals plants that you have taken over. Can you give details of the remaining? Is it pertaining to the new chemical agrochem complex that you're building, which is expected to come in Q2?
Correct. That's correct, Navneet.
So what is the remaining capex lined up for FY23? As in, what is the total amount you expected to spend of the announced projects?
So even in this FY23 also, we'll be doing the capex, the remaining capex which is left for the agrochemical complex, that will be completing in this financial year. Apart from that, some small routine capex we'll be doing in our existing plants, where we'll be upgrading the facility, where we'll be putting up some facilities to improve the safety, environment norms and everything. The ongoing projects will be there, worth about 65 crore. So approximately 300 crore worth of capex will be there in the Meghmani Organics Limited. Apart from that, we'll be doing the capex into Kilburn Chemical also.
Okay, so a total consolidated capex of what, about 400-500 crores for the year?
So approximately 450 crore.
Okay, and your EBITDA for this year was about 370 odd crores. So we are looking to maintain our debt levels if we can maintain our EBITDA, or do you see it decreasing or increasing over the year?
Yeah, definitely our aspiration would be to increase the EBITDA, and the way we'll be growing in top line, the EBITDA will also improve, and on an average EBITDA margin will be in more or less same range.
I was talking about the debt level, sir. So we are at about
debt.
Yeah.
Definitely for the Kilburn projects, we'll be taking some debt, and also for the existing. But as we have mentioned that we'll be maintaining the debt to equity in the range of nearly 0.5. We will try to maintain it more or less in that range.
When can we expect you to come out with your new guidance? Because the 3,000 crores is not very far off from where we are already. I totally appreciate your points on the price fluctuation and everything. But do you expect to come out with a fresh guidance in the next couple of quarters or something like that?
Definitely, we would like to announce it by the next year for sure. Maybe we should be doing it in the next in this year onwards. Whenever we'll get a chance, maybe in next 2 or 3 quarters, we should be able to announce it.
Okay, fair enough. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aman Vij from Astute Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity again. So my question is on this. We have talked about we are targeting to get this responsible care in FY23. So any firm targets in terms of which quarter are we targeting this?
Yeah, the work is going on already, Amanji, and we hope that normally they come for the inspection, that team come for the inspection. We hope that they will be visiting probably in the 3rd quarter of this financial year, and if they'll find everything okay, then we should have it by end of this financial year.
And if we get this, sir, what kind of additional benefits do you think we can get? Are there any geographies which only or companies which only accept responsible care products? So if you can talk a little bit about the same.
Definitely, it is a very prestigious certificate, and the moment you have it, it shows the responsibility of the company towards environment, health, safety for their employees, for the society, everyone. Globally, the big companies and your customer base take it very positively. At the same time, the SEBI has come up with the ESG guidelines that first 1,000 companies listed in India has to do ESG compliance, and they have to do the ESG reporting. So this responsible care is one of its part for the ESG. So we were not knowing that SEBI is coming with such kind of guidelines, but this RC approval will help in a big way for the ESG certification also.
And sir, any plans of doing, say, ZLD in the new facilities or even in older, so that to prevent, there were a lot of issues of chemical companies last couple of months. So
can you repeat your question?
I was talking about ZLD, and there were a lot of issues in, say, other chemical companies in this agrochem space in the last couple of quarters. So what are we doing to avoid such kind of issue with our company?
See, frankly speaking, scientifically, people talk very good things about ZLD, zero liquid discharge, but we have been discussing with the Pollution Control Board, with the Ministry of Environment and Forest, and that has been scientifically proved that if you want to make a zero liquid discharge, practically there is nothing called zero liquid discharge. And if at all you do it zero liquid discharge, then the cost is very high. And apart from the cost, you are converting one pollution into other pollution. What is zero liquid discharge? It's basically, let's say, the water effluent, you vaporize it, you burn it, right? So to do that, you need to have a steam or you need to have a power. So that will be, again, you will be generating from the coal. So you will be converting one pollution into other pollution. At the same time, while burning the water, you will have some residue at the end. That will be the solid waste. You need to again dispose it off. So it is basically converting one effluent into another effluent. You cannot make it zero. It is not possible. If you burn it, then there will be air pollution. So that has been scientifically as a Meghmani, we have already been doing it. Whatever best possible, we do it. We call it water conservation policy. You cannot make it zero, but you need to keep on improving it by reducing the water consumption, by recycling it. And that is what every year we submit it to the different departments.
Sure, sir. On the contract manufacturing side, if you can talk about what was the contribution in FY22 and are we targeting to make this segment big?
As a Meghmani, we are not a pure contract manufacturing company. Reason is we are already there on our own into various markets. So in a way, we are already competing with certain companies. So they don't come to us for the contract manufacturing, but yes, with the kind of the assets we are coming up with, and a lot of companies are looking at the China Plus One strategy. They want to have the good asset available in the Indian market. So there can be good opportunities in the coming days with our new capex which we are coming up with.
Sure. So can it become like 10-20% of our agrochem revenue? Are we targeting something of that sort?
I cannot comment more in that segment. We do one certain contract manufacturing, but I cannot disclose much information about it. But if there is such contract if we come up with any other business where we don't have confidentiality with our customer, then we can disclose it.
Sure, sir. Final question from my side. So in the agrochemical sales number of say 1700 odd crore, so if you remove the 2,4-D portion, what was the volume growth and value growth in rest of the business? Agrochem.
I need to calculate that because I have not calculated it separately apart from 2,4-D. So
maybe
I
you
need
can talk
to calculate
about pyrethroid group whole. How much was the volume growth for the group?
Volume growth for the agrochemical, right? So it was about 50%.
No, agrochem, so numbers are there. I'm talking about this specific group. If pyrethroid group we are.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I have it the complete group number. So I have to calculate it separately apart from the 2,4-D. What is the actual growth? So about 15%, about 10 to 15%.
So it will be similar broadly, right?
Correct.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jayesh Shroff from Cask Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for taking my question. My question was pertaining to our investment in preference shares of Meghmani Fine Chem. So, this is a real long-term investment. I believe it's spread over like more than 15 years. So we have an aggressive plan of growth, capex, everything. So any thought process that we have in terms of monetizing this large investment that we have?
Jayasbhai, thank you. I think when we did that, it was for a very long-term perspective. At the same time, both the companies, Meghmani Finecam is also having the good amount of capex cycle. So it will not happen immediately in near future, but I think internally we'll discuss, and once we have some plan, we'll be announcing for the interest of the investors.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amar More from Alpha Equity Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, thanks a lot for the opportunity again. So couple of things, sir. Now, when you say that, the margin in this quarter was basically, like not likely to sustain, but ideally, this commodity inflation is there from last 3-4 quarters, but still you have been able to maintain a good, healthy margin level, at least in the agrochemical side. So I'm just trying to understand the historical trend is likely to sustain, right?
Yeah, Amanbhai, we would like to maintain it, but I am just giving the scenario what is happening in the market. We have seen a couple of other companies' results also where the margins have undergone pressure. So we will always try to have a better margin. That would be our aspiration, and we'll work towards that. But it is always we need to be a little cautious. So just giving some idea.
Okay. So are you saying the pressure is more because see 2,4-D there is not much broad pressure, right? So are you saying the pressure is more from the synthetic pyrethroid chemistry?
I'm not saying this product-wise, but in general, if we talk in general situation where the basic commodity prices have gone up drastically, the solvents prices have gone up drastically, and situations are not improving in near future. Initially when the Russia-Ukraine war kind of situation was there, so there was a prediction that, the situation will become normal very soon, but more than 2 months have been passed and nothing has been improving. So looking at this situation, the cost overall is keeping up. At the same time, we also try to pass it on to our customer base.
Correct.
So that is an ongoing exercise. So there may be some gap, there may be. So that's what I said, that on a long run, it will be better as an average, but there may be a gap for about 1 or 2 quarters. That's it.
Okay. But as a year as a whole, you close the year at a 15.1% kind of a EBITDA margin. Yeah. Year as a whole, we will be like up, right, on the year-over-year basis?
Definitely. That would be our aspiration. Definitely.
Okay. Got that. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Naresh Vaswani from Samiksha Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Congrats for a good set of numbers. Sir, my question is, in agrochemicals, your capacity has increased by around 18,000 tons in FY22. Out of that, 10,000 would be relating to 2,4-D capacity. Can you tell me the remaining capacity, which project has added that? And second question is on the margins per kg or per ton margin of agrochemical segment. So despite the costs are going up, this year you have improved the per ton EBITDA. So what is driving that? Is it a product mix change, or can you explain what has driven that?
Yes, Naresh, thank you very much. Yeah, the first question you asked about the 2,4-D and the other product capacity. The other product capacity where there has been increase is the pyrethroid segment. And the second question you asked about the margin per kg. So we don't calculate margin per kg as a basket of agrochemical, but from product to product it can vary. In this financial year, the margin was better in certain products like 2,4-D. The margins were better. Some other products also the margins were better. We changed some product mix. So we always keep on doing that, and we analyze the market well in advance. Wherever there is an opportunity, we take the advantage of it, be it a raw material kind of situation, be it a market kind of situation. And that's what, in the volatile time, if you sit idle, then you will have a tough time. But if you be vigilant and keep the market track, then you can always take advantage of it. And that's what we keep on doing.
Sure, sir. And there was a formulation capacity which also came this year. So what was the volume of that capacity?
Again, the formulation capacity expansion, we have done it from the long-term perspective where we have a vision to expand our formulation business in a long-run basis. And we have added a good amount of capacity. So the utilization might be low in this financial year, but by doing small capex, you can keep on doing the expansion.
Right. So I was asking the capacity. What was the capacity which got added?
Around about 13,500 tons.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Krishna Agarwal from Nivshay. Please go ahead.
Firstly, congrats on the great set of numbers. My question is that you mentioned about the group organophosphate contribute about 10% of revenue. And in that group, the pesticide named chlorpyrifos is being banned in many countries and is in the banning list in India as well. And I read it somewhere in the annual report only that it contributes around 15-20% back in 2020. And also the group contributes around 10%. So do we see any threat from this seeing that ban in most of the countries and they are export-oriented only?
Yeah. So, Krishnaji, we have not just chlorpyrifos in our basket. Chlorpyrifos is a very small in our basket. We have profenofos, chlorpyrifos, and some other small organophosphate products in our basket. And chlorpyrifos, you rightly mentioned that it is having pressure in certain markets. But still, it is widely used product in India, in many more other markets like US, Brazil, Argentina, various other markets. So it is not going to be banned very soon. And but at the same time, as a Meghmani, we are not expanding further into organophosphate segment. It has been 10% as of now, and the moment we'll be adding other products, this percentage as a pie will go down slowly, gradually. We are not going to expand into organophosphate in a big way.
Okay. So basically, pyrethroid range will become even bigger then, because the new products are going to be from the pyrethroid range only.
Pyrethroid range as well as some other new range of products also.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dr. Amit Vora from the Homeopathy Clinic. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is answered. Thank you so much for the second chance. Hello?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, my question is answered.
Okay, thank you.
As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Ankit Patel, CEO, to make his closing comments.
Thank you everyone for your valuable time and joining us for this con call. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. On behalf of Dickinson World, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.